He's getting ready to drop the R slur in this song that just came out. This was just a couple years ago. We got to talk about it, Mac. It came out.
That's not what he really says.
It's not what he says.
So why are we making that up? Why are we making
because it's funny.
He's gonna come back to you and be like, "Hey, man, why are you telling everyone I'm saying the slur, man?" He's gonna come up to that and be like, "Hey, man, I saw your video, man. You said that I'm saying the R word. That's not right. Why would you say that?
Come together right now, all over me. Forgot my came. Forgot where I came from.
Welcome to the fucking show, or whatever the fuck we're doing. The band Drop Dead Gorgeous.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna fucking rank the entire discography. Fucking Be Mine Valentine, their first fucking EP. Let me get my notes up, baby. You wanna bump the first track while we're doing it? It's called Forever Scarlet.
Be Mine Valentine EP, fucking made in 1998, dude. Can you believe that?
Fucking hell yeah.
That's crazy.
This didn't come out in 1998.
Yes, it did.
It came out in 2000 something. Dude,
they just love those fucking spinal cord tabs, man.
This came out like at the perfect time for us to hear it. Tell them about it. Fucking our friend Sean Asher.
We were gonna start a band, and he was gonna be our bass player.
Hell yeah! You went to a concert with Drop Dead Gorgeous. He introduced us to this band.
We had no idea what the fuck we were doing.
Exactly.
And we would go to Lucas's garage or his little fucking bedroom.
He was our vocal.
I was out in the middle of nowhere, dude.
This came out at the perfect time when we could hear this and be like, I could do that.
Yeah, and
exactly.
It inspired us to actually fucking play music.
We heard like the way they were putting the songs together, composing the songs, the riffs and shit, like the stuff we could play, the stuff we were getting into. Like we were just discovering like drop D, drop C tuning. Fucking Danny Stillman, his vocals are very like, I was hoping, like I listened to a podcast with him and I was hoping to hear it because he's very influenced by like Taking Back Sunday and shit like that. But I was hoping he would say like he was influenced by the Locusts. Like there's a song called Earwax Halo. That's the short version of the title. It's a really long title. It's the one that goes.
It is.
We need to do a Cave Gang discography ranking of that band maybe someday. I need to get you Locust Pills. Hell yeah. You want to talk about Forever Scarlet?
Let's do it.
Fucking, I give it a 9 out of 10 at least.
You really did?
I did. I love the song.
I gave it a 6.
Really? There's so much nostalgic. I always thought this had to be like the way they were recording the guitars on this track. It reminds me of the band Scarlet. Because Scarlet, it was almost like they wanted those ringing notes in between, like whenever they do like the fast, like chugging shit. Mm-hmm. And then they wanted those notes in the middle. It's like they wanted them to be perfect. So they would record them on separate tracks. So it was like the guitar players had 2 tracks where they were playing like basically the bass notes and then the pretty chimey notes in the middle. They were like, it was its own track and it was just like they let it ring out and shit like that. I'm getting all technical and shit.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, 6 out of 10. You said. Yeah,
it's a 6 out of 10. It was only like what, 1 minute and 27 seconds long.
It's a perfect intro, I think. It's just like everything I needed to know about writing this kind of music that I love so much, I learned with this song, pretty much. Is this what you call my heart on my sleeve? Basically, this is like very teen angsty type shit. And I got, is this what you call desperate? Well, I'm desperate for you. For you. So yeah, let's go to the next song.
All right, Bullets Are Seen. This is super emo. You can still, to this day, make a simple song with the spinal cords. The dead baby chords. And fucking it would be fucking cool.
Pause it. Oh wait, no, this is still part of the song.
Yeah, it's part of the song.
It's technically an interlude. This is where the song gets super emo.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10. Sounds like a Scarlet Drive.
He's basically gonna read some emo sad boy poetry.
Hey, this right here, this poetry, this poem, it reminds me of the cries of from the past. Does it not?
It does.
Does it not, Zach?
Or they're getting all spiritual. The riff of this song.
That's definitely a good riff.
It's very Iron Maiden.
It's very twangy.
Like old school Iron Maiden, like their first album where it's like fucking watch out! Watch out! What, you gave it a 9 out of 10, you said?
I said a 10 out of 10.
I just upped it to an 8 out of 10. I don't know why I gave it 7 out of 10. I was probably in a bad mood, pretty much. It's going up though to an 8 out of 10. This is a good fucking, the cool riff, fucking the death growls. He's got the fucking distortion on his vocals, but
He
like
always
fucking.
does.
Fucking, that was a thing
He was
that
just
people.
doing his lows.
Basically, the guy from Every Time I Die, he said that that's what everybody did when they recorded their first album, and they weren't super confident on their vocals yet. They'd always do distortion, but I don't think there's any shame in it. I think it's fucking.
I don't care if they do that, if that's their thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the emo sad boy poetry that comes up as the interlude. I think that's why I had it as a 7, because I thought the first part was an 8, and then I thought the second part. I don't like the second part. I would have ditched it, make it its own track at least. But this basically serves as a cool way for the piano player to fucking show his skills.
Pretty much. But the thing is weird is like they don't really use the pianos as much as they do in the actual album.
Fucking, I actually prefer Drop Dead Gorgeous's approach to having the keys because it sounds more. It's way more piano sounding. They don't get all super weird with synths like Under Oath. But yeah, we can go to the next track if you're ready, boo.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Knife vs. Face round 1. The first time we hear this song. That was a good damn song.
I don't like it as much as the next one.
I think this is a good song that could be better, actually. I think this is a good song that if they did a full-length album, they could add maybe some pianos and a singing part, and this would be like a fucking perfect, like, old-school metalcore early 2000s, like, fucking anthem almost. What do you think?
Isn't that what they did?
Yeah, exactly. I'm building up to that, but this is the first version. This is basically the demo version of what we got on fucking In Vogue.
Yeah, I gave this one a 6. I didn't like it as much, and it's super fast too.
Basically, there's no clean vocals
it's like
on
a
this version. But I gave this a 7 out of 10. I put like this song is good, but it could be better.
I put almost like they cut it from a live show, like as if they didn't want to do the singing part at the end. So that was just, it would be like a live.
Technically, this is the first version. There's no singer on this album, so this is before they added them.
Yeah, the pianist.
Exactly. The pianist. The pianist. We can go to the next song now. Love is Murder. I love this fucking song. I'll just... Spoiler alert. Listen to Love is Murder because I'm going to fucking mosh. I'm not even going to sit down because I'm going to fucking mosh while this song plays. Those motherfuckers just write one of the fucking metalcore defining genre songs of all time. Machiavelli. When they were still in high school. These motherfuckers just blew our fucking also in high school minds. So we were like, these were our peers at the time. They weren't like fucking, they didn't have to do much to impress us, probably. Love is Murder, I gave it a 10 out of 10.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I said it's only a minute and 23 seconds. This EP is really like not long either. Like every song was in like...
If it only needs a minute and 83 seconds, then that's all it needs.
That's what I'm saying. Like the songs aren't that long and they're still great.
You will not die with me. You will not die with me. You. I lose it at that part, Mac. I lose it.
It's when his teen angst comes out.
Exactly. All that fucking built up calm. It just spurts. It just shoots all over the fucking crowd like their guar, right? Shooting that nut all over the fucking face of everybody. Mac went to a concert. Mac went to a fucking Drop Dead Gorgeous concert, and I couldn't go. And I give the song a 10 out of 10. I love the song. You ready to go to the next one?
Yes, sir, brother.
Fucking, well, I never knew you were so much fun. We can keep this one short, too, because this one was also recorded for In Vogue. I'll try and treasure you'll live inside.
It's like never the same each time. It's amazing.
Fucking Well, I never knew you were so much fun. What do you think, Mac?
I fucking love that song.
I do too. I think
it's fast and fun. It's fucking shreddy.
This is also a song that's really good, but it could be better if they on a full length maybe just gave it a little polish. Maybe added like maybe
cut
sample.
The name a little bit because it's a little too long.
Added a sample of a fucking record going backwards to play that last breakdown again because it's just so fucking hot and heavy. And fucking, I think the song would be perfect. Fucking, a couple highlights I put. I'm in line for the murder. First come, first serve. You aim from across the hall. Your vision blurred. Holy shit, fucking this high school kid, he's spitting some fucking bars here.
Yeah. Lots of hammer-onies, lots of fucking
the
spinal chords, fucking lows.
But yeah, we can go to the next track. Fucking Knife vs. Face round 2. There's a sequel. This part has, this is kind of taking back Sunday like again, because they had a bunch of like, if you listen closely, you can hear them see, "We need a doctor, baby." Hell yeah. Knife vs. Face round 2. I think it's fucking filler.
Is
what
this
do you
a
think?
9mm or is this a ticket home?
I think it's filler.
Yeah, I didn't really care for this one. It's a 6.
This song always, there's never been any lyrics that really stand out for me. The only thing I remember lyrically from the song is the part where it's like, "It's raining, it's pouring."
It's kind of goofy.
I give the song a 3 out of 10.
Damn.
Exactly.
That's harsh.
I don't hate it, but it's like,
I don't hate it, but it's a
I don't
3.
like it. I'd say it's a definite dislike. I would have left it off of the album, almost. Oh, we got to give our overall ranking and show
of this album,
and we got to put it in the tier list here.
Oh, you're right.
Overall, my overall ranking for fucking Be Mine Valentine was a 7.3 out of 10. That would put it in the B to C tier. So, what do you think?
See, I got one that's a 10 out of 10 and 2 8s, but everything else is 6.
That might make it closer to like a C then.
Yeah, let's put it in the C.
Hell yeah. Fucking, we got Be Mine Valentine, about average. So it's about where it needs to be for an EP. But now they're going to move on to their first LP, baby, on Rise Records. And we're going to go right to that. And we're going to jam the first track, which is also a fucking a metalcore fucking classic. You remember the Dress for Friend requests? Let's jam it. God damn it.
Dude, this album cover is just one that you can't forget. It was fucking awesome.
Early 2000s fucking Photoshop album cover metalcore.
She's dressed to kill!
He starts rapping.
The eyes of the angel with a heart like a traitor and a gun with a trigger in her hand pointed at her.
All I can say for that is fucking 10 out of 10. Fucking you're just jealous.
Their first freaking album in Vogue. First track, Dress for Friend
Fucking
with
just
Crest.
goes straight in to the point.
Exactly. Fucking
amazing. It's like my eyes opened up, my mind. This was the first one I listened to. I didn't listen to that EP yet.
Exactly. We didn't fucking
And
fucks with that yet.
Yeah, I fucks with this one first. And this shit, dude, this shit blew my fucking mind. Like, what?
But yeah, fucking, I give the song an 8 out of 10. It starts out pretty ass piano intro. Makes you think that you're like listening to some fucking Mozart or some shit.
Yeah,
right?
you're like, what the hell? Yeah, it's like,
and then all of a sudden, squant,
and it's like they just slamming on the keys too.
Squant. They're doing some corn type shit and shit.
10 out of 10 for me.
I love it. Fucking, it's an 8 out of 10 for me.
8 out of 10.
The part where he starts rapping, he says, "She had the eyes of the agent with a heart like a traitor and a gun with a trigger in her hand pointing at her."
I remember, like, I always wanted to learn that because it was so hard to, like, do.
Fucking, that's probably the thing. They didn't do it on any of the later albums. So that's probably the thing when you first start being a band and he had a shit ton of lyrics and they couldn't fit it all into one. So he's just like trying to desperately to fit it all in. So it's like, I'll just say it real fast. But they never do it again after this album. You ever notice that?
Really?
I don't think so. I don't remember any rap lyrics after this.
I mean, it's not really a rap. He's just saying it really fast.
I know. Fucking, let's go to the next song. Girl, Are You On Your? And then ...
This is supposed to be period.
I think that's what they're implying.
I think curtains are supposed to be vagina. Is that what he means?
What do you think, babe?
I fucking love the song, man. It's an 8 for me.
Fucking, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I like this. Squams. And then he'd do like that.
Fucking, I wrote down, I think this song is about being a teenage boy and thinking it's weird how girls get their periods.
Yeah, pretty much. The streets will run red.
And there was an old joke that said, girl, are you on your period because you're overreacting? Get it? Written from the perspective of teenage boys because they were teenage boys when they wrote the song. What do you think?
Pretty much.
Exactly. 7 out of 10.
Yeah. 8 out of 10.
Highlight this valley. The fire will burn us both.
I like it a lot.
You think maybe they were Christian adjacent and they were implying like the fucking forbidden fruit, the Adam and Eve, fucking, when they started having their periods, fucking, original sin type shit. You think they were that influenced by like fucking, Under Oath and all that type beat? Could be. Next track, ER.
Next R. Yep, ER, baby.
Stop. Charge the bells of you stop it. Quit. Just for 1 second.
They changed the lyrics. The real lyrics are, we need our parents to stop complaining. But they didn't want their parents to get mad about it, so they changed it.
Stop complaining.
That's what I thought, because they were in high school. And that's what we all think when we're in high school. Fucking Mozart is in this band, dude.
Yeah, I'm about to fucking watch like CSI or some shit.
I said most of the lyrics are banter that you'd hear like doctors and nurses saying between each other, like watch them wheel her in. We need a doc in radiology, inject an IV contrast, a patient named Jones. Fucking weird technical jargon.
BP's 50/70, fucking polls, peoples. It's pretty much like they're reading everything. It's fucking cool. It's genius.
Charge the pedals to 15.
Clear. That's a fucking like breakdown. Dude.
That's the best part of the song.
I can feel your heart stop.
I give the song a 6 out of 10.
That's crazy.
The charge
the
the
song
pedal
is played out perfectly. It's like a fucking.
That's
crazy that you gave this song a 6 out of 10, but you'll give fucking "Be My Valentine." This song is better structured, and this song would be a perfect song to learn from. It's just fucking. It's fucking poetic.
It doesn't roll off the tongue quite like fucking Love's Murder. I put it has kind of a feeler type feel. It's a cool concept, but this song was always
you think this is filler? No way.
It's just kind of.
This song sticks out more than a lot of the songs.
I don't think it does. But fucking Well I Never fucking is next, and that's the shorter version. Let's get into it. This song fucking bops. Oh man,
I'm fucking hot.
That song brought back memories. Damn.
That song brought back sweat glands.
I think slowing it down when they said "Here comes the last masquerade," and then they added the "We need a doctor, baby," which was the fucking lyrics that were at the end of fucking Night vs. Face Round 2. They're fucking doing some shit. They're doing some Danny Stillman like shit where they're fucking referencing songs and songs. There's a whole fucking mythology universe behind this album with Danny Stillman. Stillman. They're so like close already. You think Stillman and Stillman are like fucking just as influential to our generation?
I think they might be.
Exactly.
I think they might be.
We already talked about this song pretty much, but it's just better now.
Yeah, this one's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. The Korn influence is like at the end where he says, "Don't you just love a good time like I do?" And it's building up. And fucking, it's just like fuck you. I'm fed up with you. I'm not as good as you. Fuck no, I'm better than you. It's that type of shit. Like it builds up. And then fucking the release, baby, when you do the came.
Exactly. All right, next song, fucking, we're gonna go. It's funny too because they made this song and then the next song is Night vs. Face Round 1.
Exactly. They outdo two classics. They fucking outdo two classics right at the right. Yeah, what the fuck?
Killed it. Isn't that crazy?
They're gonna fuck with our brains here.
You know I lie with you. Oh God, Jesus! Oh my God, Jesus!
Buddy, I think those motherfuckers who are still in high school Just wrote another fucking metalcore classic of our generation. I think that just happened right there. Oh man, I'm so fucking, I'm sweaty as fuck. Mac, how long have we been recording?
2 hours.
Are we really? We gotta get through this album, baby.
Let's go.
Let me get my...
Alright, so we gave that one a 10 out of 10.
Night versus Face Round 1, they outdid it.
Oh, that song's fucking perfect.
Hell yeah.
Just watching it live too was fucking amazing as well.
I wrote down, even though the fucking early versions, fucking it's all screaming, it's like you can't even deny it. You can't even fucking, you can't be all elitist about it. Like, they made it better. Fucking the screaming, the clean vocals, the fucking piano. You can't beat this. This is fucking metalcore classic.
You know, this is definitely one of my favorite songs on the album when I was fucking with it.
Settle the score, Knife versus Face, round 1. It's a fucking Mortal Kombat tournament going on between fucking a knife and our boy Danny Stillman's face on this song. This is a fucking great fucking album.
It's a great album, man. It's fucking great.
Track 6, Marietta.
Marietta. Let's fucking go! This right here, this part, it reminds me of being on they're on a fucking sail. And it's thundering and storming and they're trying to get through it. Listen to the spinal cords all slow too, like... Hell yeah.
I remember for the longest time, this was a song that I thought was like fucking filler.
Really?
Like when we used to drive around listening to the song.
This is excellent filler if it is.
I don't know what was wrong with me because, and I'm a big man for admitting this, I was wrong, baby. This isn't filler. This is a great song.
The whole album isn't filler, baby. You're wild.
This
whole album is fucking smacking.
I got 8 out of 10. It does. It has a great middle of the album feeling where it's like time to recharge, freaking get all that shit out. Like we need to because we were fucking moshing and then we had to get a fan and shit back here. We're too old for that shit now. Fucking, that's where they knew it. They could see it into the future whenever we were going to listen to this in the future. And they knew we needed this recharge song. Fucking, it's still like sit in a chair, but still mosh type shit.
Where's my fucking cane?
Hand to hand.
The lyrics are so simple too.
It's a super simple song. I think that's why I didn't like it back in the day because there was like a simplicity to it that I thought that's too simple. Fucking highlighted the lyrics. This river mustn't take us both. Hand to hand, brother. One by one. Those are the lyrics I always think about. Why do you keep playing songs? You playing songs real loud.
Hey, I'm ready to go, baby.
You ready to go to the next song?
I mean, you continue your story.
Fucking, Are You Happy? Next track.
Are you happy?
You ready? Fucking Are You Happy ended, baby.
Hell yeah, dude. Are you happy it ended?
Fucking, I think this is a filler track.
You think so?
I give it a 7 out of 10 though. Still,
yeah, it is one of the weakest ones.
Heavy breathing.
I like that part when he's like breathing.
What part is that?
Breathing. He says it twice. The breathing.
Where it gets the weird keys. I put that. That's too under oathy for me. It gets all key synthy there. Exactly. But then they do the dead babies and it's cool because that's what we called them back in the day. Those chords we called them dead babies. But our friend Sean, he called them umbilical chords.
And then we changed them to spinal cords.
Exactly. Fuck it. Are you happy? You got what you wanted your winter. I left you for summer. I always remember that lyric from the song.
That's some AFI shit right there.
Exactly. The next track, though, is one of their first music video I ever saw from this band. It was a bunch of live footage.
Hell yeah. Fashion your seatbelts, baby. I'm going to say that's a 10 out of 10 for me.
That's a 9 out of 10 for me.
That's a 10 out of 10, baby.
I think the second half of it's not as good as the first half.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. When it becomes piano oriented. I think the first part, it just doesn't, it's not as perfect. But I like it. It fits work. It fits good. It's good. It's 9 out of 10. It's just not a 10 out of 10. It's not perfect. It's got a flaw. There's nothing wrong with Falls, though. Remember the music video for this?
We just watched it.
Exactly, the pinch harmonic. Dun, 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 squant and squant up. Squeak! Fucking, that was the first time I was ever like, what the fuck did they just do? What the fuck was that? How do you do that, though? And I learned how to do that.
Dude, we knew how to do that from Norma Jean and shit.
I don't think Norma Jean did a lot of that. He referenced Pearl Jam. Where has my baby been? Pearl Jam actually didn't write that lyric. That was a cover of an old country song. But like fucking, I'm tired of pretending that it's not. I'm tired of fucking. Pearl Jam is a cum joke, pretty much. There's something really freaking great about old bands like that. The ones that came along and like, hell yeah, I can do that.
Oh my god.
What just happened?
That guy's a dumbass.
Sure. Oh, right.
In Vogue, what'd you think of it?
Freaking cool intro.
I feel like it's a B-side song, like it's a filler.
You think so? This is the title track. I like it. I give it an 8 out of 10. Take a knife to your wrist, make a bloodbath, cut it deep, it's a new theme.
It's so emo.
It is. It's super emo. Something about our boy Danny Stillman's lyrics. It's very Mean Girls type of lyrics. He's like fucking making puns about shit and like fucking the way girls like fight and bicker with each other. Fucking very high school, very fucking teen angsty type shit.
Yeah, it doesn't go there with me.
Exactly. Anytime the topic of cutting came up in emo music, it was like one of those things that got kind of weird, didn't it? It got kind of like, man, people really do that.
Weird.
They get into that shit, and it's like, that's sad.
Yeah.
I didn't like thinking about it.
I think I only like it when My Chemical or The Used does it. That's the only.
Exactly. Small Simple Safe Price. Small Simple Safe Price.
I don't know. That song is fucking weird. It's cringe. Kind of. It's a little cringe.
Fucking next track. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Daniel, Where's the Boat? Which is a fucking amazing song.
Daniel, Where's the Goat? Daniel, Where's the Boat?
Fucking amazing. A 10 out of 10.
I never liked the song as much as you do.
Are you serious?
I always
the way it came in.
I've always been on the fence with this track.
Damn.
I think it's a 6 out of 10 until the last minute of the song where it becomes a 7 or 8 out of 10. Razor cut like a smile. That's very emo, but fucking I love that.
That's very used.
I love that fucking part of the song. Razor cut like a smile. It's like, ugh. The idea of cutting yourself and then he's like, cut like a smile. It's like fucking ew. Fucking that just makes me cringe, man. It's like, ow. You're hurting yourself. Stop. But yeah, 7 out of 10. I like it. This is like it's like the Limp Bizkit song where the last breakdown, where he mentions Ken Shamrock and he saves the song. It's like that song from Significant Other. Remember that shit? This is very new metal influenced.
You think so?
Exactly. Oh yeah, they mentioned Open Water. Fucking the Danny, Where's the Boat? It's a reference to that movie Open Water. But we can move on.
So what?
The movie Open Water, where they're on the boat and they get left behind and the sharks are fucking with them the whole time.
Let's set the stage on fire. Hollywood will be jealous. Game.
Fucking the show must go on. This is probably Drop Dead Gorgeous' most popular song to date. Or so you think.
Weren't we going to cover this one?
Your Name in Diamonds. Remember our boy Sean? His old school email address was your at hotmail.com. I put a great final line to end the record. Let's set the stage on fire. Hollywood will be jealous. Fucking the sing-along part at the end. And then there's 10 minutes of silence. You think the album's over, you stop listening, maybe you fall asleep, and then just out of nowhere, you wake up in the middle of the night to the fucking heaviest album on the album, hidden track 12.
Heaviest album on the album.
And fucking, this is basically just like, let's fucking just do an improv type of track where we fucking, it's got a great big mosh part. No idea what the lyrics are here. It sounds like at one point he says something about having sex with a girl or something, but they were in high school. I wish Spotify and Apple would do something to make like the tracks separated so that when you put them in a fucking playlist, you don't have to listen to 30 minutes of silence. You know what I'm saying? What do you give In Vogue?
Dude, I'm gonna say that's I'm gonna say it's S.
Fucking, I give it an 8.2 out of 10. That makes it at least A tier. I could put it in S too if you want. It's up to you.
I'm gonna say it's S rank.
Fucking hell yeah. It's top.
Yeah.
It's top tier fucking keto shit. And this is on vinyl. I found that out recently, and I want to get that. I'm gonna fucking. It's going for like $150. It's that and Be Mine Valentine. Fucking, I wasn't collecting back then. Wish I was. Well, like fucking. Then they got all mature. Here's the thing. We were talking about this earlier. We're entering the fucking chapter of fucking Worse Than a Fairy Tale, because at this point, basically they did their third album second, because the third album is usually where you get all mature and shit. This is the one where they get all experimental. This is way more Nirvana vibes, if you will. There's no vocal distortion, I don't think. His scrams, they're very naked in this album, our young Danny Stillman. Basically, this is a concept album. They tackled the idea of a concept album for the second album.
Hey, we're in Los Angeles writing for our next album coming out this summer, and this is what we do every day. Hey there.
It sounds like Godzilla or something.
Yeah. Track 1 on this one is
Red or White Wine.
fucking good.
It's kind of like an intro. It's not even part of the song.
Tony Hawk.
Oh, whoa, dude. This is way different.
Fuck.
This isn't the first track we heard from the album. We heard, we'll get to that later. The first single we heard, but fucking, when this dropped, 2006, I remember you were living with me at the time, and I never bought this album. I just heard like it leaked, and we were hard on this album when it came out because, like, yeah, it was way different. The songs, they're more conventionally structured almost. Like there's like verse chorus type structure. Which,
Right.
9 out of 10 I give Red or White Wine. I think it's a great album starter. When this album was coming out, they did a whole promotion like a serial killer, and all the songs were written about the different victims. And fucking they had fake coroner reports of the victims, and like victim deceased due to a fall from a 6th floor window. It's like shit like that. There's a part where he says, I watched you fall from this balcony like a chandelier from the 6th story. Fucking Suspiria type vibes with that type of beat. But yeah, we can go on to the next track if you want.
Fucking Drawing the Devil, baby.
7 out of 10.
Really?
7 out of 10. I like it.
Damn. I like it more than that. I'd give it
You
like
like it more than that?
8.5.
I might have been too hard on
It's
it.
a fun, fast song. I don't know.
All these songs have more of an atmospheric quality. They're way more depressing
Yeah,
feeling.
I like it though.
This song has the basically the part where he gives it away, who the killer is. Or does he give it away? He says the devil's own hand was knotted by the pasture. So that's the killer. Or the devil's own hand. Is he saying that the pasture performed the wedding of the killer? So the pasture was the guy who. It's still open to interpretation. Our boy Danny Stillman. That's how you know he's related to Danny Steinman.
Hello, thank you for calling.
But yeah, I wrote it down, nutted by the pasture. And I put it'd be a great name for a peanut company. Nutted by the pasture.
Oh no.
Track 3, The Pleasure to End All Pleasures.
It'd be my pleasure.
Maybe this time I got a little too far, but you had it coming. Maybe this time I've got a little too far, but you had it coming. What do you think of that song, Mac?
Maybe this time I came a little bit too far.
I give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, this song's.
It's okay. I remember back when I was more like basically open to this album than Mac was. It seemed like Mac was just like, man, they've gone off into a weird direction, man, with this
Yeah, I
album.
wasn't feeling it for a while.
And I was just like, man, if you read the lyrics and you kind of get into the fucking whole like concept album type shit, it works. Like, I think there's some good shit here. Fucking, and I remember hearing these songs for the first time, which is, it was one of those albums that leaked, and like, that's always, it's a weird experience because it's like, you always got like the idea of listening to an album for the first time on a CD. Like, we all had that album. Listen to it now for the first time on cassette, and this is one of those first albums that was just like it leaked, and like I was hearing it for the first time, like as they came, like just downloaded files, didn't know the lyrics right away, fucking had to wait till, you know, the album came out and shit like that, and it was just like, man, did you get my call? I really don't like that. I really don't like
that's
that.
weird.
Fucking, I really like the part where maybe this time I got a little too far. Something about the way that there's something about that sounds like right out of a horror movie, like the tearing out your organs part. I remember I was trying to get you to like this album, and I was like, man, you really just got to get past. If you can make it past the third track, I think you'll be home free.
Call me a whore. So let's go have your kiss.
Apparently, I read that Wes Borland is playing guitar on the song from the Limp Bizkit himself, and they put out a in the studio video around the time this album came out, where they're in the studio playing, demoing songs, and fucking the Sid from fucking Slipknot is in there. People were pointing that out in the comments. He must have been hanging out while they're doing the pre-production shit. What do you think? Track 4?
Fucking amazing, dude.
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
It's an 8 out of 10.
You like an 8 out of 10?
Yeah, let's go to the next song.
Hell yeah, we can.
They'll Never Get Me. Word.
This is the first single from the album. We can watch the music video if you want. First thing we heard. So up until this point, all we knew was like fucking, I don't know what to think, because at the time we were like the Anti-Mother. Norma Jean got kind of lamer than they were on the album before on Oh God. Fucking, so we're hearing this and we're like, fucking, is Ross Robinson just destroying our favorite bands? They're getting all sangy. Like the vocals aren't as fucking distorted and shit. They are distorted. I want them distorted Vogues to come back. This is the only music video they had for this album. Kind of just laying the groundwork for the vibe of the album with the serial killer and like fucking it's got that mathy ass part breakdown, boom squat, boom squat, boom squat, squat, squat. I like that part. It's cool. I like to have my way with you. I like to all that shit, all that jivey shit they're doing there, all that radio shit. I give this song at least an 8 out of 10. At least.
This is my favorite song.
Hell yeah. Track 6. We had to just take a little intermission ourselves. You probably don't notice that in the edit, but fucking Mac had to go lay down. It had the same vibes as like back whenever like you and Derek got caught drinking in high school. It had the same vibes.
What the fuck? What? I didn't get caught. I wasn't doing that shit.
Yeah, you didn't get caught, but Derek did. It sounded like an accident. This is your favorite track on the album. You said
10 out of 10.
You think so?
And yeah, and there's like weird ass singing in it.
Yeah, I've always been in the middle with the song. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Damn.
I don't know why. Like for some reason, it's always been like a sore thumb on the album for me. But like, yeah, it seems like the singing part was like very last minute added. Like otherwise, he wouldn't have any other singing parts. And it's very more brooding This is like the Nick Cave version of Drop Dead Gorgeous. Fucking this guy's all dark and shit. Hell yeah, maybe someday it'll grow on me, baby. Yeah, we can go to the next track if you're ready. It's all the numbers and shit. Oh, this is a Travis Barker intro. He does that drum effect on that intro. Travis Barker type shit. That's Aaron from Under Oath on the fucking cover, ain't it? I give this song an 8 out of 10, I think, at least.
You like this one better than Accident?
I do. I think so.
I feel like this is like a rushed B-side song.
I love the riff at 3 minutes and 31 seconds. That last little section, it sounds sinister AF. I wrote that down. Oh yeah, I give that an 8 out of 10. I didn't write down a fucking thing. Did he just say Tyra Banks? It's pretty hard to beat the king. What do you think of that song?
I think it's another to me.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Damn.
Go tell this town I built them all their coffins. As for this face, best to be forgotten. Baby, baby, I got a reason to leave. It gets all show tunesy and shit. It's like it's happening at a bar. Did this murder take place at a bar? Fucking that's what makes me. It's like the song playing on the jukebox type shit. He's walking in like Elvis and shit. Oh.
I give it a 5 out of 10.
Fuck, baby. Track number 9, Donner Party 5. One of my highlights. What you think?
Fucking Donor Party of 5.
Donner Party 10 out of 10, I'd say.
You give it a 10 out of 10?
I do.
I gave it an 8.
You really think so?
Mm-hmm.
Since the first time I heard this album, I was like, that's a highlight. I was like, that should have been a single. Fucking the chorus is super catchy. Come autumn, I won't be here. They took out at the end of this song on Spotify. They took out the thing at the end where it's like, help.
Really? Someone probably just cut it out and not even thinking about it.
Yeah, it's gone from the digital version. It was like maybe the victims of the killer screaming for help. But like, yeah, I give that song a 10 out of 10. We can go to the next song, Saylor Lake, if you're ready.
Hell yeah.
Feeling okay, baby? Feeling okay? And I'd be speaking my piece. Saylor Lake. We were talking about this because we were watching in the studio recording where they were recording this, and the guy from Slipknot was there. We were talking about this is like the most unfocused song on the album. This must have been the song that they still had to finish before like record. They had 98% of it done. I give this song a 5 out of 10. What do you give it?
Yeah, I think it's like a 5.
I'm meh on this song. You fucking built this skin. That's very Marilyn Manson type beat. David Cronenberg type shit there. Yeah, we can go to the next song if you're ready. Bye Bye Blues.
Yep.
You want to wait till tomorrow to finish this?
Oh, we can finish this one.
That's used type beat right there. That's very Burt McCracken-esque. I'm surprised he didn't start laughing. That song is kind of similar to the song before it. It seems a little unfocused, but I think it's a little better than the song before. I like it. I give this a 7 out of 10.
I think it's a
it's got its good parts though. There's 2 or 3 of them at least. I Want to Master Life and Death. Track 12 is the final track. You ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how fresh are you? 10? Always leaving wanting more, Mac.
Exactly.
Fucking
I want to master life and death. What do you think, brother?
10 out of 10.
Fucking amazing. 10 out of 10 for me too.
I remember the first time we were getting this all the way one. We got to the first part. We're hearing the sometimes mirrors shatter. And like Mac just started laughing. He was like, fucking shatter. He was like mocking, and I was like, dude, it's not that bad. Come on. I always thought I would do for you what you did to me, even kill, but he says even kneel. But to you, I'm just a mirror, but sometimes mirrors shatter. The shrapnel becomes deadly. I like that fucking lyric. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Death is upon all of us. It comes in the shape of an angel. Highlight of the album. Back in the day, when they had played this song live, apparently they would play that part of the song where it just repeats that part. They'd play it absurdly long. They start taking their equipment, like they start tearing the drums apart to where you think it was over. But then they start fucking, he started just using the snare or whatever, and it just keep going, and like they wouldn't stop. Death is upon all of us. That whole part. I love the last piano part of the song. I could listen to it on a 10-hour loop over and over again. It's fucking, it's purdy. It's like a music box type shit. 10 out of 10. So what do you think of this album overall, baby?
Fucks with it.
See here.
I don't know. I think it's a little under. I think it's in maybe like A or B.
I gave it a 7.6 out of 10. But like, yeah, I'd put this in the fucking B tier. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Hell yeah. Fucking welcome to day 2. Everybody, we're about to go to The Hot and Heavy, which came out 2009. By the time this album came out, basically, I remember this album dropped. The first single that came out was Internet Killed the Radio Star. We'll talk about that song when we get to it. Basically, this album, you could just say that this is Drop Dead Gorgeous Greatest Hits, and I would fucking believe you. It takes the first 2 albums and combines them, and this works good as the bridge in between. Even the album cover looks like a greatest hit. Like now, that's what I call Drop Dead Gorgeous. Like it's, but there's like chicks in the background if you look closely. But it's like basically it's just a logo.
Oh, I thought it was a blanket at first. Now I see the legs and the arms.
Maybe, yeah. It's just like a logo that's selling you the artwork altogether. There's no narrative or chasing. Whereas the first album had like the war themes. Second album was a killer sitting in front of the. Like it was Aaron Gillespie, sitting in front of a.
It was fucking Danny, dude.
Let's get right into it. You ready to get into fucking track 1, Killing a Classic?
I'm ready.
Let's jam it. Whoa. Mac, pause it. That song was a little too long. It could have ended a little. It could have ended a little bit before. One thing I didn't like about the song. This is the first time I remember I was listening to it back. I think I hear auto-tune in the song.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I kind of think that he's always had it.
I don't think so.
It hasn't been that strong.
I think at this point they were basically like, let's do our sound, but let's add all the production that's going on in this genre right now, which I wasn't a big fan of the trend of autotune. They're using it here, but this is the only track I ever remember noticing it on. Everyone I touch. It's on that part. But like, yeah, I was excited to revisit this album, especially because like back when it came out, there was so much shit that came out. I think this was the same year that Wars and Rumors of Wars came out. There was a Zayo album. And they probably all came out around the same time. if I remember right, this one dropped first. I liked it, but I just didn't have a lot of time with it because then something else came out. And then I just never, but yeah, I was the most excited to come back to this one because like, are you having trouble sleeping? Are you having trouble sleeping?
I think I like the riffage too when it's like.
Oh, yeah. If they were gonna evolve past this point and make a fourth album, where would they go but just becoming AC/DC and just putting out this album every time? I can't see, unless they went back in reverse and topped the fucking last album with the concept and shit.
It's definitely catchy.
Exactly.
For sure.
I want to fucks with the Stillman.
I think it's a good opening.
It is. I gave the song an 8 out of 10. So we'll go to that.
Fucking ads.
You need to invest in that premium, YouTube premium. I got that shit. Hell yeah. Fudging 8 out of 10. I think the song's about drugs and sex, Mac. And it makes sense. It makes sense. There's like a thing that happens when you're writing the intro of a song, and it's like fucking the intro has to be great, man. Because you can fuck up the intro, and that like just turns people off the rest of the song. But like, there's so many great songs I love that I realize that fucking I'll go back and I'll like, oh yeah, this is that song with that really bad intro. I'm willing to forgive the bad intro if the song's good enough.
So you didn't like that intro then?
No, I like it. I was they had it all figured out basically for this one.
You think so?
I think they did. The last part where he says, "You told me this wasn't a one night stand. Well, that's me." That reminds me of that part from Miami.
What the hell is that from?
The song Miami.
I've never heard that. I don't.
It's from.
It's got to be a newer album. I don't. I didn't really get into him that much.
Track 3, Beat the Devil Out of It. This track fucking bops. That's those Mean Girls lyrics. He's getting all fucking Tina Fey on us again.
He drops the R slur here. He drops the R slur here.
He's getting ready to drop the R slur in this song that just came out. This was just a couple years ago. This is how much it's changed. I don't think it saw me do that, Mac.
I don't even know what you did.
I was thinking that's gonna be. Keno.
Valentino.
9 out of 10. I wrote down every song so far has been a banger or banger adjacent. I wonder if we'll get a pop song or something out of left field next. I wonder.
You think they're gonna go poppy?
This is a spoiler. The next track, Two Birds, One Stone, may be their most popular song to date. We'll get to it. But like, I think if they would have continued with another album and made more songs like that, they could have broken out and become like Taking Back Sunday status. I think they could have been touring with, they could have been TBS adjacent at some point. He drops the R slur in the song. We got to talk about it, Mac. We got to talk about he dropped the R slur in the song. We can't just, this song just, it came out.
That's not what he really says.
It's not what he says.
So
but
why are we making that up? Why are we making
because it's funny. Mac, it's funny.
He's gonna come back to you and be like, "Hey man, why are you telling everyone I'm saying the slur, man?"
Hey man, why are you saying those slurs, man? It's like, what? Why are you doing this to me?
Why do you do that to bands?
I hope people don't really think of that.
That's what you're doing. You're pointing out like flaws and shit, and you're just like not even like like you're like all loud about it. You're like, hey, dude, hey.
That last breakdown though, it fucking.
He's gonna come to Zach and be like, "Hey man, I saw your video, man. You said that I'm saying the R word."
That's not right. Why would you say that?
No, he just sounds like fucking Danny Stillman.
I just threw Zach off, way off. He's like not aligned anymore.
Exactly.
He's like not aligned.
My chakras are fucking miscalculated. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I don't know why I didn't give it a 10 out of 10.
What made you go back?
Fudging. Maybe I took away one because of the R slur. Maybe I took away 1
not
point.
in there. You're making that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
you're making it.
It's
that.
a 10 out of 10.
That's a negative on your account. You're making it that.
We could go to the next song now if you're ready.
Okay. Oh, that song is an 8 for me.
Oh, you never.
I didn't get to score it. Yeah, that's an 8.
You don't like it as much as I do.
No.
Day 3, motherfucker. We're gonna react to the music video now.
Well, you said something about like the two different versions.
All right, there's 2 different versions. Fucking, there's a version where it's a guy walking here, and a version where a girl's walking. I wonder why they did that.
Maybe they just wanted 2 different views.
I think if they would have kept going, this song could have been like the start of like their big breakout hit, where they became like a Taking Back Sunday.
You keep saying that, but I don't get Taking Back Sunday out of anything.
I do. This song feels very Taking Back Sunday. Basically, this song was originally a Danny Stillman side project. It was just this song and another song. And freaking a lot's changed since we stopped in between day 2 and 3. Freaking Drop Dead Gorgeous has announced that they are doing a reunion.
And it's funny. It's so funny because the last time he was here, I think the last day he was here is when they fucking posted shit. And we didn't see it till the next day. And he was already gone.
This album is kind of like an amalgamation of like everything that was popular at the time. Like freaking they molded in the Attack influences almost with the auto-tune. There's kind of the production type shit that was real big at that time. I wasn't huge into it, but it was there. It was a part of the time, baby. And it fucking, it left its stank on the time.
It would have been cool if the other version had like a different part in it.
Yeah, there's no fucking differences other than the opening shot.
Hey, you think we can find that other version? Oh, there it is. So here's the guy. We had the girl the first time. Now we have the dude.
Why'd they do that? You never really see that character again, I don't think. As is somebody walking in. Is it implying that the person walking in is the viewer? We are seeing from a point of view shot, and this is how they want us to see him for the first time, perhaps? You know what I'm saying, Mac? That's some artist type shit. You couldn't get into this song for a while. You were like, I don't know. I don't like the riff at the beginning.
It was weird. I don't know. I was like, this is a radio song, but it's good. I like this song. I love this song.
That's what I was saying. If they would have kept going, they could have broke out and got into it.
It's probably like one of my favorite albums or favorite songs on the track, on the album.
On the album. Favorite songs. It's one of my favorite albums.
Probably my favorite albums on the album.
Favorite songs on the track.
If you need us to play guitar for you, we will. I'll say it right now. I'll fucking leave my house right now. We'll go to Denver right now with Leo. We'll fucking bring Leo too. But we'll need gas money, so anyone want to chip in and give us a little bit of gas money.
You have anything else to say about this song? Two Birds, One Stone? I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10.
I love it.
I don't know what I said last time, but I give it a 10.
You remember how they had those infomercials for like the old golden oldies, like 60s shit, and then they'd have like fucking all the defining pop culture fucking music? They're gonna be having ones about the fucking millennial generation, and this song's gonna be on it. They're gonna be like, if I ever see you again, and then fucking like Taking Back Sunday. We like together, just not to glass to glass.
But anyway, let's continue. Let's go to the next song. What's the next song?
Sue Simmons, watch your mouth. Hashtag Sue Simmons did nothing wrong.
At 11, pay more at the grocer, but getting less will tell you how to get the most. The fuck are you doing? We need to acknowledge an unfortunate mistake that I made, and one of the teases we bring to you before this program. While we were live, just after 10 o'clock, I said a word that many people find offensive. I'm truly sorry. It was a mistake on my part, and I sincerely apologize.
The guy from Sack Lullaby. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mac? Mac, can you hear the words I'm saying? React to me, please.
Hell yeah, baby.
Freaking Sue Simmons, watch your mouth. I give this song an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's got our boy from a Static Lullaby. I'm gonna have to be up there too, but I'm gonna say it's like a 7.8.
That first Static Lullaby album, though. Why did I cry so hard, baby? You want me back? I'll never be too hurt you. And I'm sorry that you cried so hard, darling. Fucking Wiki, go to the next song if you're ready. Fucking Sex Fame. And it's not to be confused with the fucking David Bowie song. Fame. Don't scrape, don't scrape, scrape, don't scrape. You look like the guy from Star Trek.
Subway.
So we just listen to Fame, baby. I give this song a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a basic.
I put it's fine. I like it.
The breakdown's okay, but other than that, it's.
I hope this murder finds you well at the end of a rope. I thought he said, I hope this letter finds you well. On fucking Spotify, it says murder.
We can ask him.
Red hair stiletto, she smells like Chanel, and I'm a sucker for nylons.
It's like so fucking cliche.
The next song was the first freaking single we heard for this album. See, this starts out very much like the first track, with the kind of the drums EQ'd a certain way, and then they all come in. You fuck with the wrong son of a bitch! Yeah. But my hands are yeah! It's basically like you're gargling with nails. Wow, squat. That's the fucking next track. We listened to Internet, Killed the Radio, so this was the first song we heard from this album. Right out of the gate, I gave it a fucking 8 out of 10. I like this song. Now you say something, Mac.
This fucking song.
Say something louder so I can hear you in my ears. I think at this point you still had.
I had to listen to it some more.
I remember you were like, "Oh, it's back to like the way they were before." It's like fucking like I remember you were super excited, and I was like, "Yeah, fucking I'm excited."
I used to listen to the second album when I listened to, or I'd play Condemned 1 and 2. So now every time I listen to that album, I think of that fucking game, baby. Condemned.
Hell yeah. You fucked with the wrong son of a bitch, he says. GGGGG. But no.
Does he say, do you think he says lips or nips?
I think he says lips, but
I think he says nips. I'm going to have to go with nips.
Fucking.
That's not your fault.
Those pink nipples. I love to kiss them with a fresh shaven face.
I think that's it.
If you want to make a scene, then you gotta make a scene. I put my hands on you. You put your hands on me. That's like, there's something catchy about that.
Staring, it's not your fault.
Hell yeah. I like this song. 8 out of 10.
It's a good song.
Hell yeah. Fucking Can't Fight Biology. Track 8. Let's fucking do it. The rewinding
I don't like that he says it so much. He says it a lot.
He's just rewinding it and
wears
playing
me
it.
out.
Matt Goldman used to do stuff like that on that Chariot albums too. He'd pull out that tape recorder and fucking use it to record shit like that. Loop shit. It's okay. It's a mistake. It's okay. See, now I just want to say, I caught you gaming, it's not your fault.
See, I like this part. It would have been better if this would have started off the song like this. What do you think? If they would have just came in with this part on, that would have been a better song.
And this part isn't earned right at the beginning.
It would have been perfect. There's a lot of squanto-wanos. I like it.
You can't have that at the beginning of the song.
Bro, yeah,
what the fuck? That's something that you put at the end. That's something that's earned.
No. Danny Stillman, you gotta delete this shit.
It's like a little outtakes.
That you wear me out stuff's kind of annoying. They could keep that out.
They were experimenting. They were trying to build album ambiance there. It's unneeded. Can't Fight Biology. I give this a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, the beginning's but everything else is nice. It's not bad. It's like a 7.5.
I really like this song. The transition isn't great because the clean part where the guy goes, "It's okay, it's a mistake." It's like it restarts, and it's just as good, but it's like two halves of a song that's just like it's weird. They're weird together, but like I like it. Fucking Townsend, I give it.
Yeah, I don't know. Some parts are weird, but I like the fucking like some of the parts. The piano parts are definitely amazing as well.
You're a lush and your tongue's always tainted. You're an artist. You're so overrated. But these grass stains on my knees, they won't mean a thing. I wrote down, I remember the video of them in the studio recording this on the tape recorder or something, and rewinding it and shit. When they played that song live, they had a clown from Slipknot come out and play the tape recorder. They didn't really do that. I wrote that down as a joke. I didn't read it like it was a joke at all. Number 9, there's no business like snow business. Let's do it. Blaze it. This was at the end of the studio. In the studio, this was the first thing we heard from the album. This little snippet here. How many cigarettes are we burn through? How many lines of this are we blow through? We're talking about drugs on this album. Fudging, There's No Business Like Snow Business. I gave this a 6 out of 10. Weakest track so far, but it's okay still. They mentioned cigarettes. They joined the echelon of all the great cigarette mentioning bands like fucking the Static Lullaby. Fucking what's the cigarette song they have?
Light up this cigarette.
Good night, my love. Good night, my love. But yeah, they were talking about fucking. They were doing coke like real adults at this point. They're still just like they're probably like 20s. The thing about people in their 20s is like fucking. They're still teenagers, really. They're basically just fucking 15 years old until they're like 25. Fucking 6 out of 10.
Don't tell them the men's secrets.
Hell yeah. This is like their fucking Marilyn Manson. I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me track. Fucking, I like it. It's a 6 out of 10. It's a low like.
Let's play it.
I think we already talked about that one. Now we're going to Interlude. We already talked about, we listened to Interlude. Fucking, I like the glitchy shit. I wrote that down.
I like that.
And now we can go to Dirtier Than You Want to Know.
Oh, I'm ready.
It is dirtier than we want to know.
What was wrong? Take what you want.
He's doing like the voice that fucking Jim Carrey makes on the fucking scene in Ace Ventura 2 when he pukes into the bird's mouth. He wipes the little bird's mouth. He wipes the little bird's mouth with the little favorite sound. Fucking, what do you think of that song, Mac?
It's fucking amazing.
I do
like that song. I do like that song.
Another banger, baby.
I think that makes that album like it's a good song for an ending song. Like
I thought I told you. I thought I told you.
Not once, but twice.
Exactly.
He thought he told you, but he guess he didn't.
They sequenced this album well. There's only one track left, and because the sequencing is so good, we don't even necessarily notice it's the weakest track on the album. Weakest Drop Dead Gorgeous song in general, to be honest. I don't like the album closer on this one. We're Planning, God's Laughing. That's a great album closing title. But we're gonna listen to the song now.
When you first hear this song, do you like even think like Drop Dead Gorgeous at all? I don't.
It's under Oath vibes. This is like track 7 on fucking Define the Great Line.
Yeah, this is very Define the Great Line.
It's like the vibe is okay, but it's like the song overall is forgettable. But it is like they needed a song that like is different from the rest of the album, because every other song is just like a greatest hits. It is AC/DC version of the fucking the band. I don't like We're Planning, God's Laughing. I give it a 5 out of 10.
Really?
Or 4 out of 10. I put filler. Never liked the song. Sorry, Danny. That's what I wrote. Fucking sorry,
yeah,
Danny.
it was all over the place.
My least favorite DDG song, maybe. I stood on a hill in Tacoma, as I wrote down. I stood on the hill in Tacoma.
Tacoma.
And I wrote down that's actually what he says. None of the lyrics ever really stuck out to me, but they're definitely depressing. Hell is a cold, dark place. This will end in tears, I know it. What do you think, Mac?
fucking. I think it's a 6 out of 10.
Think so?
It's not too bad.
It's not bad. It's fucking middle of the road. Fudging. I would give freaking the hot and heavy a 7.9 out of 10. What do you think? I would round that up to an 8 out of 10.
I think it's 7 out of 10.
You think so?
Yeah.
I would say 8 out of 10. Which would technically mean I would put it above fucking this one, but I don't know why. This one's just more, this one's more varied. It really is, like, this one is kind of like the greatest hits. Yeah, I would put it in A tier. What do you think? Would you say B?
I think it fits perfectly.
Hell yeah. Fucking, this is the fucking Drop Dead Gorgeous. Fucking Aaron Gillespie from Thunder Oath on the album cover of the second album. Did we mention that before?
Yes.
Why they do that? You can show us big again if you want. Unshare my screen. Say you love me again. Undo this curse.
Sick, baby.
You feel sick?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go puke.
So it's over, baby. Hell yeah.
Well, we all need someone we can came on. And if you want it, well, you can came on me. You just heard it. You just heard it.
You just butchered that whole thing, baby.
You just heard it.
Oh, I'm gonna be blit.